What if I told you that you could build a complete production-ready API service with built-in authorization, automated persistence, and enterprise-grade security in just 20 lines of code? No boilerplate, no complex setup, no infrastructure headaches. Hi, I'm Jean Heitzmann, Head of Developer Experience at Noumena Digital, and today I'm going to show you exactly how NPL is making this possible. We developers spend way too much time on repetitive tasks, setting up authorization layers, wiring things together, laying infrastructure. What if we could focus on the topics that bring value, our core business logic, and skip all the rest? Today, I'm going to show you exactly how Noumena is making this possible with NPL. I will walk you through the Hello World example, and in a few minutes, you will see how those 20 lines of NPL code turn into a fully functional API service. Let's dive in. We have in this protocol a lifecycle between greeting and greeted, which clearly define the sequence of action that can be taken. Within that protocol instance, the say hello permission can be called by this innovator user and then transition this protocol state from greeting to greeted, irreversibly changing its state. It will return also some information here about who this protocol is assigned to as innovator. We will fetch the preferred username from that party. And finally, yes, this helper function that allows us to do so. Let's get in that demo. Here we have pre-populated users. In dev mode, we have a list of users that come with their predefined password. That makes it way easier for you to get started with your initial development of your prototypes and application in the early stages. Later down the road, you can easily switch to an OIDC authorization provider and configure your users the way you want. The only requirement is that it comes with a jot. I have now logged in and see that the jot that I have received back, I have this preferred username, Alice, that we will want to retrieve later down the road in the get username helper function. Without a token, our Noumena engine will not allow any request to go through. This is a strict requirement. We have now created this protocol by calling this post endpoint, and we see below that we have the complete payload of created object. We see that we can say hello. This is the permission that we have defined in the code with a specific endpoint for that protocol instance with the specific actions. The parties of this protocol, we have here only the innovator, and we see that this is tied in to Alice. This information has been taken from the jot, and to access it now, only people coming up with the jot whose preferred username is Alice will be able to query that object. And we see that we're in state greeting. It's waiting to be greeted. This permission here, as we've seen before, also has an endpoint to be able to be triggered. And Alice is the only one that can do this. So let's go there. We have called this endpoint that we've seen before in the actions list. And we have now received this Hello Alice response that is built from the party that has been assigned to the protocol originally. With this, we see that we have a complete and secure backend system in those 20 lines of code for this Hello World example. I could roll this out to production as soon as I have updated the IAM to a production-ready system. Now, you can go further and explore other use cases and more complex permissions, maybe more permissions from the code that you have here. Think about what just happened here. We wrote 20 lines of code. We just scratched the surface of what you could be doing with NPL. From a simple Hello World protocol to a complex multi-party system, NPL and Noumena help you build faster, more secure, and production ready from the get-go. Ready to see what you can build? Get started by looking at our example repositories and our documentation to see how you can get started to build your application. Start at documentation.noumenadigital.com, and thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.